What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here with another dose of the Truth Scope. So, as y'all know, oftentimes on this channel, I speak about the importance of the quote unquote black man leading his home, the importance of the quote unquote black man in the quote unquote black community as a whole, being that foundation, being that rock, obviously, ideally, um, following and abiding by the laws and statutes of the scriptures. But uh, sometimes you have the situation where the quote unquote black man is doing that. He's doing things right. And then maybe, um, you know, he dies untimely, whether it be from illness or from accident or whatever the case may be. And unfortunately, situations like that do occur. And I'm gonna play this video, and you're gonna see more about it, and then I'll expound on it.
In less than 24 hours, a 34-year-old Eastside man is scheduled to be executed.
Christopher Young admits he was drunk and high when he went into a convenience store and robbed and murdered.
Drunk and high at the same time, drinking champagne on the airplane. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. 2 Chainz. Oh man.
The owner 14 years ago.
The night team's Devin Clark went to Livingston recently and spoke to Young, who says though his time on Earth may be running out, he hopes what he's done while on death row will live on through others forever.
But on another note, though, that 2 Chainz verse, it's definitely it's the verse that I really liked as a young man, and still like, but that type of stuff perpetuated into the quote unquote black community. You know, it's weird because in one breath you want to sit here and say, you want to kind of blame the music, but the reasonable side, the rational side of you says, people still have choices to make, and they shouldn't be listening to these rap lyrics and then just trying to freaking emulate that all the way, But apparently, right, or obviously, I should say, some people can't make the distinction, and they can't, they lack that same rationale that I have and like people have, and they just go and do it anyway. For instance, there's rap lyrics that I've never been like, I'm gonna go and do that. I'm gonna go and get me these Cartier shades or whatever, because all the rappers is talking about it. But there's actually dudes out there that will go and do that. You know what I'm saying? And I know niggas like that. Go get the Fendi belts and shit like that. Because Jim Jones had it on or some shit like that. Um, so it's strange. Obviously I'm not qualified to even begin to, to find out why that is the case, because again, like in my mind, no, of course not. I'm not gonna just go out there and drinking high and champagne and drinking lean and shit like that. But there's a lot of people out there that do. So clearly, we got to figure out a way to, because again, I'm not gonna sit there and blame the music. I don't think that music is the issue. I think that um for first of all, living in this country, you have the freedom of speech to say what the hell you want to say, and pretty much freedoms to do pretty much what you want to do, as long as you're not infringing upon other people's rights. So I would hate to have people think that, oh, the issue is music, we need to silence these people. No, I'm totally against that. I think that maybe these people that literally listen to these lyrics and then want to go out and immediately implement it in their life, I think that that needs to be addressed. And again, that I'm not qualified to even begin to come up with a solution to that. But yeah, that's something that we should all keep an eye on. And if you have a family member like that or a close friend like that, hey, try to talk them out of it. Try to get them to understand that life isn't just about material things. Ultimately,
there's times where I can actually like just be sitting there, maybe typing a letter and feel the needles in my veins.
If you were to ask the 6-year-old Christopher Young what he'd be doing with his life at the age of 34,
I just found out before I came out here that the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals has denied my case.
being a death row inmate scheduled to die by lethal injection would have never come to mind.
I'm just considered a nerd. I played 4 instruments. Played violin, viola, the bass, the cello.
But the Eastside native says after his father died, he began a life of drugs, alcohol abuse, and gang violence.
See, so right there. Well, first, let's just recap a little bit. He's 34 now, so that means that when he got locked up, or at least when he committed the crime, whatever, he was 20. So he was young. He was very, very young. Yes, I know in this society, if you're 18, they call you a man and stuff like that. But all men know that an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, they're not men. You know, you can call them young men, you know, but they're definitely not men, and they're definitely not done growing yet. So apparently, Christopher Young's father died. And prior to that, he was considered a nerd. He said out of his own mouth, he said that he was considered a nerd. He played instruments and all that stuff. So I'm sure that he knew how to read music. And it would appear that his father was, you know, I'm not trying to put too much in because I don't know all that, but I'm assuming that obviously the father was in his life to a degree, because he said that once his father died, that's when he started doing all that stuff. So I'm going to assume that his father was, you know, being that beacon in his life that was keeping him on the straight and narrow. Now the father died, and then his life began to spiral out of control. Now, so again, like when I opened this video by saying, hey, you know, I always talk about black men being in the homes and being in the community and stuff like that. So now this is like a little like a small anomaly, right? Like, oh, what happens in this case? Because I know that there's people out there that always in the comments and always want to come up with the, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. So let me say this. In this instance, now I'm not sure if his father had brothers, you know, therefore he would have had uncles. I don't know. But see, if the black community, and I put that in quotes, literally I put both of them in quotes, if the quote unquote black quote unquote community, because it's neither, all right? But obviously for speaking terms, I'm going to say that. So if the quote unquote black community was an actual community and not a quote unquote community, then the community would not have let him fall through the cracks. Okay? So yes, it's so important for the quote unquote black man to be in the house, be the head of his house, his children, his wife, and also I always say, and by extension, the community, right? But we live in this time right now where you may have a quote unquote black man, you know, or a few quote unquote black men doing what they're supposed to do, but that's not enough to uplift the community. All right. The quote unquote black community doesn't function as a community. That's why I put community in quotes as well as black. Okay? Because it's not a community. Communities don't allow things like that to happen. You know, when they see that, oh, there's a struggle over there. She lost her husband. We lost our quote unquote brother. You know, we know how important it is for this young man to have a father and understand how life works. Like, okay, hey, your father is gone. He's been called by the Most High, right? But that is not, it's not a bad thing. All right. We all will get our time, right? We all will get our time. So there's no need to destroy your life and ruin what you have now and ruin what your father has sacrificed to give to you, right? No, that's what, again, so it's imperative that we have a strong quote unquote community, a strong community. Therefore, we can have other strong black men, quote unquote black men, you know, assist in instances like that. So again, situations like this just further show that the quote unquote black community is not a community. All right. And I'm stressing this because a lot of the pro blackity black wokety wokes, they are against what I'm saying. They would love to have you believe that it is a community and that you are black, but you're not. And the issue with that is you cannot begin to undo all the wrongs, to correct them, until we understand that, okay, no, this is not a community. Because you can't build a community if you think that you have one already. Right? That's my point.
I embrace the roughness, looking for a name for myself.
And on November 21st, 2004, Young made a regretful decision, which he says began as an attempt to confront Hushmukh Patel, a 55-year-old convenience store owner, about an alleged argument Patel had with Young's girlfriend.
But because of me being drunk, and it just turned into a robbery. And so I didn't.
And also, look, never fight over a woman. Ever. Never, ever, ever, ever fight over a woman. Ever. Never. If you're listening to this video, right? If you've made it this far into this video, and say you don't even like what I've been saying so far, say you don't even like my damn channel, say you don't even like my fucking voice, turn off the video now, but take this message with you, whether you're a man or if you're a woman. Go and tell a young man or any man that you know, never fight over a woman, especially quote-unquote black men. Because y'all want to talk about COVID. More black men die fighting over quote-unquote women than they probably die from COVID. Like, guaranteed. I'm willing to bet that shit. I'm willing to bet that. There's probably a nigga right now somewhere about to die over some shit over a bitch. And no disrespect when I said the word bitch, but like, come on, man. I can't emphasize that enough. There ain't no and why? There's no reason to fight over a woman. Because if you got to fight over her, she was never yours. Okay? If you got to fight over her, she was never yours, bro. So it's not even worth the headache. Yeah, your little ego might be hurt or whatever the case may be, but that should be a learning moment for you. Want to know why? Because you should not have put yourself out there like that. All right? You're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be steady at all times. Okay? You're not supposed to be out there just all up in your feelings, giving your heart to freaking quote unquote chicks that you barely even know just because you might have slid up in it one time. You know what I'm saying? So being straight 100 right now, never fight over a woman. It is not worth it. You will lose your life. You will lose your life. And it is not worth losing your life because you know what's going to happen? When you dead, nigga, she just going to be with the nigga that killed you. Or the third nigga that none of y'all niggas even knew about. Facts. That's facts.
I didn't mean, I wasn't even trying to kill an individual. I wasn't trying to kill Hash today. And it just happened.
He's often visited by...
No, you was probably trying to be tough. Trying to punk the old 50-year-old freaking Middle Eastern dude or whatever the hell. Or, South Asian dude. I don't know what the hell Hash is. But trying to punk him, trying to be tough, right? And then next thing you know, he was, not trying to back down that easy. Because your girl probably really did some dumb shit. And the next thing you know, y'all got caught up and you killed the nigga. And look, you married? I don't hear you saying nothing about, oh yeah, shortly after I got locked up, we got married and she's been coming, pretty much regularly over the past 14 years I've been locked up. And she's given me 2 kids via conjugal visitation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, knock this dude because obviously he seems to understand the wrongs that he's made. And he seems to, be, how do you say? I don't want to say change. I don't know if he's actually changed, but he seems to get it, to understand that, hey, yeah, I was young and dumb, and I regret that. But yeah, man, like, come on, and so yeah, never kill over a woman, because ultimately, if you wanted to reduce this down to what's really going on in this, the dude lost his father, then he fucking lost his life, or lost his mind, and then he decided to fight over a woman. A girl, not even a woman, a girl. And now, he's about to be killed by the state. So, and she's out there. You know how many dicks done ran all up in that in 14 years? You know what I'm saying? Like, dead ass, bro. Like, dead ass. That's the shit that you will have to think about if you do some dumb shit while you're sitting on fucking death row. Like, damn, man, I'm in here because I got into some shit over this bitch. And, you know what I'm saying, she getting run through like a, you know what I'm saying? She getting ran through by everybody and their mama, So listen, man, it is truly not worth it. Never, ever fight over a woman. I understand it may be difficult because, again, if you put your heart all the way out there, which you shouldn't, it may be difficult to just be like, you know what, whatever. But I'm telling you, you will be saving yourself, possibly your life.
Family, including his aunt who brings kids from her church. Young uses the opportunity to mentor them.
Until I'm gone, this is going to be done. That's why I have the hope.
Hope they won't follow in his footsteps.
It's all psychological. They got to really feel comfortable in themselves. You got to help them get rid of their insecurities. You got to help them get rid of their complexes. You got to help them get rid of their materialism.
Exactly. And that's mainly to the quote unquote black community, especially the young black boys. You know, a lot of them have complexes. A lot of them have insecurities. And a lot of the insecurities come from the home. Why? Because ain't no man there. You got a woman there. Not even a woman. You got this, a chick there, a female there, right? Every time you hear her talk about men, it's trifling this, trifling that, no good nigga, baby daddy, all this stuff. And again, you know, I'm generalizing. Okay, y'all? I'm generalizing. So don't be in my comments talking about, oh, well, I'm not like that. Well, I ain't talking about you. If the shoe fits, then fucking wear it. So again, you know, this is what they see in the households. This is what they hear. Oh, you know, they got a whole bunch of aunties, you know, and the uncles ain't shit and all that stuff, right? Because they don't have no fathers around to show them how to be men. And then the quote unquote dudes that are around ain't men. Okay, they OGs or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? So them niggas, you know, live by the street code. They fucking 35 years old, you know, live by the street code, still doing dumbass shit. I'm drinking and driving and crashing the whip. You know what I'm saying? Not paying no child support type shit like that. Not in a child's life. They got 4, 3, 6 different baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? So no, them niggas, they worthless. All right. So that's what these quote unquote black boys see in these homes, and that's why they don't want to be in the goddamn home. That's why they in the streets. So it's a vicious cycle. All right. So yes, they do need to work on their you know, complexes, insecurities, and definitely materialism. That's a huge issue in the quote unquote black community. And look, that's witnessed by this. The quote unquote black community every year around this time of the year spends what, billions, if not trillions of dollars, right? Or $1 trillion, definitely billions. So on what material, and nothing to show for it. Don't own nothing that they spend money on. They're just literally investing in other people's businesses. But then next year they'll complain about how they don't have shit.
Says he hopes that his message of positivity resonates, but most.
And then you have people like Umar Johnson and others like him that'll say, "Oh, you know, the black community, you know, boycott, you know, this season. Don't go out and spend all this money. You know, don't spend the billions of dollars and whatever. And you know, but they're not telling you anything else. You know, that ain't no fucking solution. You could boycott for what? For what? Yeah, those companies gonna hurt, but what you gonna do with that money though? Huh? How about you use that money and invest it into the fucking community? Get your own damn business. I don't hear none of them niggas saying that shit. None of them. Because again, they not solution oriented. Wanna know why? Because when you come up with solutions to shit, right, and you solve the problems, then there's no more need for you. Right? There's no more need for you. That's why they always talk about, oh, doctors and stuff like that, especially here in America. Oh, they don't heal people. They don't heal people. Why? Because it doesn't pay to heal. You know, why could, okay, I charge you, you know, 50 grand. Oh, boom, boom, boom. All right, you healed. You don't have no more cancer, you know, go on. Or, hey, if we can string this shit along for freaking 5 years, maybe, you might die, you might get it, you know, lose it, come back, and then all, you know, we can get freaking $1 million out of you. You know what I'm saying? We can get your house out of you like that. So, you know, again, with the black community, why aren't we trying to get solutions? You know, why are we looking at people like Umar? Again, people always in my comments talking about Umar this, Umar that. Oh, he's my idol. I swear to God, no lie. That's what people be saying. And it's like, but listen, first of all, you shouldn't be idolizing any man. That's number one. Number two, dude, at least if you're going to be, you know, hold someone in such high regard, let them be offering solutions. You know what I'm saying? Actually trying to move the needle. Not just constantly telling you that you a goddamn victim and how to fucking pretty much bitch and complain and cry louder so the white man hear you. You know?
First of all, he wants lawmakers to understand the factors that contribute to youth ending up in situations like his.
These shots shouldn't be like it is. at all. It shouldn't be impoverished like it was.
Still, Young says he's not making excuses for the choices he's made, and in the end, knows he must accept the consequences.
The only way to triumph over death is making your life a masterpiece.
Devin Clark.
I don't agree with that, brother. I do not agree with that. You don't really triumph over death. Death is coming for all of us, right? In one form or another, it is coming for all of us. There's no triumph over it. When death comes for you, you should be happy because you should be going to spend an eternity with the Most High. Okay, so it's not really about a triumphant. It's a phase, right? We're in the fleshly phase, and when we die, we'll be in the spirit world. It's a phase. You don't triumph over it. You have not quite gotten it yet, brother. And I'm not sure if you ever have, because this video obviously is old that I'm speaking over. But I hope you did. But for everyone that's watching this, no, it's not. There's no triumph over death. You triumph in life. All right, that's what you do. You live life right by being righteous. Okay, and upholding the commandments and statutes of the Most High. But anyway, that's pretty much that. That's pretty much that. This video definitely went longer than I wanted it to go, but y'all know how it is sometimes, especially because I haven't been releasing as many videos as I used to, so I tend to just kind of go off. But yeah, very unfortunate what happened to this brother. He lost his father, and then his life pretty much got off track, and unfortunately, he did not have that safety net that a community would have. And then obviously, he made a terrible decision, and now he has to live with that. Or again, he may be dead by now. But let this be a lesson to y'all. And again, never fight over a woman. Peace.